Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another interesting video. Still working on a 1997 or so EuroVan Winnebago Rialta. They all use this kind of instrument cluster. Well, the instrument cluster. This is from Josh L. He sent this customer first to be repaired because he had a problem with the speedometer and gauges erratic, which I corrected. I checked, tested, do as I normally do my videos, and everything was working good. So I send it back to him, and then he's stolen on the car, and the speedometer is not working. I'm like, wow, that's very abnormal because I always check everything. I like send it back and let me recheck it. So I did record a video. For those that have not seen that one, I'm going to put that link in the description of this one, where he actually, and I show in that video where he is actually connecting the cluster in the car and remove it and put the other one on and spin it. And the one he has, I guess, a spare one. And we can see that it's different mileage, and that is definitely not the issue. But the other cluster works, and this one doesn't work. I'm like, okay, well then that is definitely something wrong in the cluster, right? Well, I mean, I have this cluster for probably 2 weeks already here, well, a little less than 2 weeks. And I've been digging and digging, and I finally find all the information that I really need to actually show that this cluster is actually good. So I'm not sure, what is wrong in your car, Josh, but there is nothing wrong with this cluster unless you have the incorrect, this is not the correct cluster for that vehicle, and then it's not written properly. But let me just show you some information. Let me just move this here. Give me just 1 second, guys, before I transfer you over to the other screen. Well, let me just show you. I have everything out. This is his board out of the actual cluster, because I'm going to do a check on the signal so you guys can see. I have actually, you see the MixSig oscilloscope connected in there, and we're going to be seeing the signal of that speedometer in 1 second. All right, so this is the video that I record when he sent it second, when I had the box right there. I said, I'm not going to even open the box, and I'm going to record a video me doing the check, so to reproduce the concern. And on that video, I show him, his video where he's showing me where he's removing and installing the other cluster. So please watch it because it's very interesting. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, because I am now very confident that this cluster is good and everything is working as it's supposed to. If you have any clusters or computers that you need to send to repair, please just look for Mike Salazar Diagnostics. My name is spelled M-A-I-C. Salazar Diagnostics. In here you can I got a lot of lines in here, like check all the videos. I have around 800 or more videos on YouTube. That white box in here is a Word document that you can download, and it's the field form that I repair order, so you can fill your information, address, part numbers, VIN, etc. that I need. And it's very self-explanatory. And the black box is just to send me an email. As it says in there, click here to email us. And then the chat, if you use the chat, please leave your name, name, telephone, or email so I can contact you. And if you scroll a little lower, you can see the shipping address in there too. If you download the form has a shipping address and everything in there. All right, let's go over to the information. I got a few things to show you first. Well, this is from a website that I found that has all the information for these vehicles. This is something that I'm going to not share because I don't have the permission, but I can share that information in here, so that is not a problem. All right, so this is specifically for the 1996 and up. That is the actual speed vehicle speed sensor that will read the transmission, and that's exactly what Josh actually sent me. He sent me a picture of that, and that's the one he sent. He got, but he doesn't have an oscilloscope to gather the the signal. So I'm like, I need to know what kind of signal is, if it's a square wave, it's a AC sine waves, to see if the signal that I'm providing is wrong. So I'm like, well, this is very important in here. The sensor delivers approximately 7 pulses per wheel revolution. The resulting signals is quite acceptable. Well, this is just seven of those square wave signals will make the speedometer 1 revolution. 1 revolution per 7 pulses. I also found this very good information where I can put the cluster into test mode. So when I'm in here, it says pulses from the speedometer sensor. 7 pulses are counted per wheel revolution and added to the counter reading display. So what I did in this case, and this is the next test that I want to show you, I created a signal where I'm going to only to inject 14 pulses, and I want to show you that first. So I'm going to go over to, let me just see where pin 27 is. Make sure that this is also live. So 1 second, guys. I gotta go. Let me move you 1 second to prepare the image. Well, it will change as soon as I'm in here. So let's make sure that this is live. When it's on this capture, I have to speak a little louder because otherwise it does not catch the data. So I'm going to, let me see. I think I'm pretty sure the 28 was in the bottom side. Let me turn this up 1 second, guys. You will not be able to see this. I know 28 is in the, yeah, it's in the upper part. I need to touch 28 or 20, sorry, 27. Already got my lead grounded. I'm just powering up the instrument cluster. You guys are not seeing this, and I'm going to inject a signal. I didn't see it. Let me read a voltage to make sure that this is actually reading. So I need to try to change that myself in there. So I should be touching 28. Let me see. Yeah, this should be 27. Oh, there's no signal being produced. All right, guys, give me 1 second to inject that signal again. Not sure why I lost it. That you're not seeing in there, it's kind of like a little bit. It's just my simulator signals that I have created for this. Where is it? EuroVan. And I made 14 pulses. Yeah, 14 pulses. The speed is right here. All right, so this is, again, just a short signal. I'm going to show you just what that will look. It's only 14 pulses. And I am supplying, come on, I didn't write it in. Gotta go back, guys, 1 second. So that's the signal you guys saw in there. I'm going to write it into the simulator. It's just taking a little longer. Perfect. Right now I can then touch again with my oscilloscope lead. Let me put my glasses 1 second. All right, so let me inject a signal. And the camera is dead in there. All right, so let me, sometimes that's happened. Let me stop the signal because it didn't update on yours, but it did show mine. So I have to deactivate the camera and activate it. So that is the pulses. So I can zoom in here. Let me make sure I'm going the correct way. Move this to here. And then let's now put cursor. So I want to show you the amplitude of the waveform. I can just pulse so you can see a little bit of what I'm doing in there, pulsing in there. That is the fine tuning of the cursors. But we can see that I have like around 9 volts amplitude. So reading the information that I have in here, Let me move you over to here. See, it says 9.6. Like, let me get a square box like I always do with this PDFs. So right here, look for this box in here. Right there, it says 9.6 volts. So that is perfect. It also says, that's the BRMS. This is maximum voltage 13.2. If we see the lines per division, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like 7. So not sure, what exactly, if he's starting at 1 or what is that, but because I know actually it says two channel 1, 2 volts per division, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14. No, that will be 15 volts. Not sure what the resolution of that is in there, but based on what we have, I got the 14 pulses. So this should stop that signal, and if it reads, we will see that in the cluster. So give me 1 second, guys, to go back to the amp scope. This is now a stop. Let me make it run, and that's now still going on. So let me inject that signal one more time so you guys can see it. All right, I'm going to turn it on. Why am I losing the signals? It happened again. Not sure why. Now the simulator lost the signal again. I already put it on, so let me cancel this. Need to open the signal. 14 pulses, open. All right. Let me just do one change in here. I'm gonna change this to 100 pulses. Save. And I'm gonna name this 100 pulses. 1 second, guys. I know I'm taking your time. You're not seeing what I'm seeing, but I'm just saving a new one because I think this is taking too long because it's just doing things that I don't need to have. All right, yeah, that was definitely faster. All right, let me make sure it looks like the oscilloscope is still reading properly. Let me reconnect in here. All right, I'm connected to what I need to, and let me supply that pulse. Yeah, we can see how it's more repetitive now. I gotta change the capture. I just changed the time, so I give him 14 pulses, no read, 14 pulses, just so you guys can see that. I'm going to stop this capture here, and we can do a zoom. So now that I have this signal in here, again, the amplitude didn't change. And if you guys want to read, I can actually, count. So this is very nice. On this oscilloscope, you can change or count, do measurements in here. So let me just let me see, phase. I can do rise time. No, I don't need the rise time. Hold on. That's not what I need. Min max. Frequency. Let me see, counter. Channel 1. Not sure what that will do. That would just put a frequency meter. That's not what I need. Rise time, delayed edges. I don't think it has edge count. So it has a period, frequency, rise time, delay, duty cycle, phase, amplitude, high, low, min, max, RMS. Yeah, I don't think I have that in here, so never mind, guys. I have to look into more see if I can put that in here, but it looks like it doesn't. So what I can have is more pulses, or more, sorry, more cursors, and we can measure that time. Funny how the cursors don't move with the capture. Let me take these cursors out. They're not doing nothing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's exactly 14 pulses, guys. So what I want to do now is, let me flip this around. Let me change the capture. So the reason that I was showing that is because now I want to show you on here the face on the let me get the light out. Let me get you guys closer. Get you a little lower. Because what I want you to see is the center screen. I think that's easy to see. So I'm going to turn it off. This stays on with the, I'm going to push this, turn the ignition on, ignition off, ignition on. And now, as you can see now in here, it says 5399. So, let me think, how can I do this? I can show you the display. Let me see, because I need to show you the information, right? So, because I have Sony A7S3, so yes, I can show you that in there. So I need to go to where it says P6. I'm just pressing the same reset button, and now it says P6. So you see exactly I am in the same exact spot. Let me put something behind here to hold this steady. 1 second, guys. I'm trying my best to get you the best view. And I will be very shortly, doing a better zoom, which I think you guys can see everything. Oh, I'm now counting. Yeah, I gotta stop the signal. So I have now the signal. So let me go back to here because I was injecting the signal. P4, P5, P6. All right, so I'm going to change now that signal that I have on my simulator that I want, with the 14 and 14 and it's in 100 spaces. I'm going to do now the longest. Actually, I don't think I need to. Let me just think about it, because I think that all I need to do. Yeah, let me close this. All I need to do, let me just get you a little closer. Yeah, I can move this. So I'm going to inject 14 pulses. That should be 2 revolutions, right? So I'm going to touch it and let it go. No, count 10. No, I gotta redo it. 6, 5, 6. Let me, what? Let me write that long one. The one with 400 pulses, because that's going to be enough to just run one time. It takes a longer time to write it, and for some reason it gets erased. But all I did is that, because I want you to see what it's going to read 14. All right, we have that. I'm going to run it and then stop it. 14 exactly. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to P6. All right, we got 0. Going to inject that one more time. And I lost the signal. You see, it's for some reason I think the memory on the on this simulator is not too big, and 400 pulses are creating an issue. So let me open it again, because I can use it only one time. Right in. And you saw that I saved this, so I don't need not even to turn them off. It will run one, and then it gets erased. It's probably too big for the memory on the whatever memory this simulator has, because it's only for the one signal, right, or two signals, right? So we got that in there, right? So let's do it one more time. Signal is off. All right, 6s and 0. Let's run the signal. And the signal is running and no longer running. We can see 14 pulses. So I didn't press anything else. 14 pulses. That is exactly what it should read. So it says 7 pulses are counted per wheel revolution and added to the counter reading. So let the car roll a bit, and then after a full revolution of the wheel, a 7 should be displayed. And that's what I'm putting this information in here. For Luther to understand that what I'm supplying in here is correct. This is original information. So this is said, so let the car roll a bit, and then after one full revolution of the wheel, a 7 should be displayed. After 2 full rotations, a 14 should be, and so on forth. So we can see here, well, right now the signal went back again, because this is stopped for 14, for I don't know how many spaces, because I put 14 pulses, and then you see it's reading again, 14 times what, 5? That would be 70, right? Yep. So that means it's the 5th time. So if I wait, the next time is going to be 84. And I'm going to just wait for that next one to come in. You see, 84. I'm going to stop the signal. But so we have exactly what this is needing. Josh, your cluster is 100% good. I am just taking the time. I always do try to gather the correct data, give the correct answer to my customers, and make sure that my tests are proper. And they are. So I'm not sure exactly, Josh, why you have in your car or why the other one is working. Because the other things that I can see in here, and those are hidden features on self-test that I show just one portion of the hidden features or functions. I can also check that this is for a V6 engine, or a 6-cylinder cluster. So not sure exactly what is it you have in the car. If it's a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder, that might change. And maybe the other cluster you have is the correct one for the car, and that's probably why it's reading the correct speed. So again, since I'm not sure of the whole history of if this is the original, again, I'm just doing an assumption, but I can see my amplitude on the waveform. The waveform is correct. The cluster is counting the steps exactly as it's supposed to. So, Josh, as I said before to you, this cluster is 100% repair. There's nothing wrong with it. So I am sorry that I'm not there to give you an answer on the car or what the difference is, but I can give you an answer here with data, with proof, the data that everything that I have in your cluster, the signals that I'm providing, and what the cluster is reading is proper. So I would like to see what the connections are in your vehicle as far as the connector to the cluster. Maybe a wire is broken or another signal that I'm not seeing in here. Again, it's a little hard to see, but Josh, I hope that you like this content, and you all too. See you next time. Bye-bye.